right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Tonight, security fog.
You can't steal what you can't see.
Why it may be the only visible solution to solve the non-stop smash and grabs at local businesses. And back to class with heavy hearts. The return to learning tomorrow at a St. Louis high school 3 weeks after a deadly shooting.
But first tonight, Tuesday morning is a weather first alert day. That's due to snow and the potential for a sloppy Tuesday morning commute.
The November chill has settled in across St. Louis. It's another night of temperatures dropping below freezing. Good evening. Thank you for being with us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. 24 hours from now, we could see some snow moving in. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with the Weather First forecast.
And we don't think it's a huge situation for us to deal with, but it's got the potential here as we head into the morning hours to create some problems Tuesday morning. One thing that we know for sure, we have the cold air, and there's still a little bit of snow on the ground east and southeast of St. Louis. You have some of the colder temperatures there in the mid-20s, upper 20s in town. Still 31 officially at Lambert at this hour. We're tracking a system coming out of the Four Corners region. Doesn't look overly impressive now, but there's a lot of energy here, and it's going to slide by right over us with the track of the surface system to our south, which means we're cold enough with the cold air already in place for this next system to be mostly snow. Some light accumulation is probable. When does that happen? Late tomorrow night into early Tuesday morning, winding down during the rush hour. So why is it an alert day on Tuesday? Well, because of the potential of that morning snow and the potential that we'll have some slick, sloppy conditions early in the morning. Not talking about a lot of accumulation, but it doesn't take much when temperatures are at or below freezing, Mike.
And Scott will check back in a few minutes. It's a disturbing trend. Dozens of area businesses hit by smash and grab burglars.
Tonight, a St. Louis company is offering a solution. Our Ryan Henson shows us how it fogs out the crime.
Smash and grabs have plagued St. Louis businesses across the region for months. Last week, St. Louis Alderwoman Pam Boyd expressed her frustrations to 5 on Your Side.
So we have technology. We have the cameras. We have the alarm systems. We have everything that's happening, and it's not stopping them.
Well, now there's an answer. Density Instant Fog Protection.
Within seconds of thieves showing up, fog fills the room, making it impossible to see. It's a non-lethal security measure that's already popular in the UK and more effective than traditional security systems.
About 22% of the time that stops a criminal from stealing something. Siren goes off, whatever. But when you add a fogger to it, a security fogger to it, it's 97% of the time.
Scott Bader is a Density Instant Fog Protection distributor bringing the method to the U.S.
Let's say it's a looting situation.
Bader says each fogger costs roughly $7,000. It can be fired up remotely and keep a room foggy for hours.
It gives them a chance to actively deter theft rather than just report it and get it on camera. Once one of these foggers goes off, the thieves usually go right back out the door they came in.
Basically, if they break in, then it just comes from above.
Thieves broke through a side door at Sonny's Cantina early Wednesday morning. Manager Kelly Fila says the burglars hung around for 15 minutes, but only stole a drink and an old iPhone. She's curious, but has questions about the fogger.
So it'd cloud any video camera any videotaping that we would have gotten. So then we wouldn't have seen them at all.
Gotcha.
So that would be a downfall, but other than that, I mean, it may cause them to leave instead of come back in.
Bader says it's safe to breathe and it doesn't hurt inventory. He says he's trying to make security simple.
You can't steal what you can't see.
Ryan Henson, 5 on Your Side.
The company plans to make the first installations in the next few weeks. Tonight, a 16-year-old boy is recovering after being shot in North St. Louis. It happened around 10:30 this morning on East Prairie. That's in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood. The teen was shot in the side. We do not know his condition. No word on what led up to this shooting. So far, this year, more than 100 children under the age of 18 have been shot in the city of St. Louis.
Tomorrow, students at Central and Visual Performing Arts will return to virtual learning exactly 3 weeks after a gunman opened fire inside their school building, killing a student and a teacher and injuring 7 others. Students have not attended classes since the shooting. Senior Raekwon Strickland says it'll be a struggle.
Our gifts are what helps us in our pain. Our passion is what helps us in our pain. So if our passion helps us in our pain, we can't settle down on our passion and we can't keep it locked up. So we'll definitely be all right.
Tomorrow, students and staff at Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience, which shares a campus with Central VPA, will return to class in person. An announcement on when Central students will return to the building is expected before the Thanksgiving holiday. And the St. Louis community continues to come together in the wake of this tragedy. Today at City Foundry, CVPA Strong t-shirts were sold for $15. All proceeds are going to the school. A new memorial honoring the victims of the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting is now open to the public in Newtown, Connecticut. Next month marks 10 years since 26 people, including many young children, were shot and killed by a gunman inside the school.
A St. Louis church is doing its part to combat a rise of flu, COVID, and RSV cases and reduce vaccine hesitancy in the community. Union Memorial United Methodist Church partnered with Lincoln University for a vaccine clinic today to offer free flu and COVID shots.
The holidays are coming up and people are going to want to be with their loved ones. It's very important, I think, this year that we tackle this and meet it head on since we know that it's coming.
St. Louis County is offering free drive-through testing for COVID, flu, and RSV. The hours are Tuesday, 8 until 4 at the John C. Murphy Health Center in Berkeley. Then on Thursdays, they're administered at the South County Health Center. Appointments are not required.
Tonight, Democratic victories in battleground states have given them 2 more years of control of the Senate.
This has set off a new wave of Republican infighting over the direction of the party. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here with the latest on the fallout from Tuesday's election. Mark.
Ann and Mike, Republicans hoped the race in Georgia might deliver or even bolster a Senate majority. Instead, the runoff between Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker represents a race of a different kind. Senate Republicans stewing over key losses in swing states want to wait until after Georgia's runoff before they decide who will lead their party in the minority.
Runner-up Herschel Walker rallied voters in Georgia Sunday for a runoff against incumbent Democrat Raphael Warnock.
It is time for him to go, and it's time for us to be evicting him.
Walker faces an uphill climb to join Missouri Senator-elect Eric Schmitt in a new freshman class.
And my work in Washington will be to remove the obstructions that prevent working families in Missouri from turning their dreams into realities.
Schmitt joined Senator Josh Hawley calling to ditch Mitch McConnell as the Republican leader.
Congratulations to Senator Schumer. He's got a majority again.
While Democrats celebrated their primary campaign strategy to promote Republican candidates who denied the results of the 2020 election.
The American people rejected the anti-democratic, extremist MAGA Republicans.
And so I think the Republican Party is going to have to make, like what our parties in the past have done, it's going to have to decide who they are.
In a series of tweets, Hawley called for a Republican reset, writing, "The old party is dead. Time to bury it and build something new." He blamed Republican losses on an agenda that caved to Big Pharma on insulin, to Majority Leader Schumer on gun control and infrastructure, and for Republicans who teased changes to Social Security and Medicare. But other prominent Republicans blamed him for his role in agitating rioters on January 6th.
There will come a day when Donald Trump is gone, but your dishonor will remain.
Now, reeling from losses in 2018, 2020, and 2022, Republicans are eager to turn a new page.
The American people want a way forward that actually focuses on ideas that will make their lives better.
Louisiana Republican Bill Cassidy said he will back Mitch McConnell to stay in power, but suggested the party should look for a new leader in the next presidential election.
I anticipate supporting a candidate who's looking to the future.
And if that candidate's Donald Trump, do you plan on supporting that candidate?
You're giving me a theoretical, which actually I don't think will come to transpire.
While D.C. Republicans disagree over whether to ditch Mitch or dump Trump, Republicans do appear poised to retake control of the House, though with a slim majority. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has already suggested that Republican leader Kevin McCarthy might not have the votes to claim the gavel, at least not yet.
She's a 9-year-old ball player. He's a World Series hero. Together, they make a winning team.
This is someone who's battling cancer, and she's shown up with good energy. It changed my perspective.
Tonight, a story of friendship and inspiration being honored this week in St. Louis.
While we're still tracking this system that brings us some light snow Monday night into Tuesday morning, we're looking ahead to when this cold pattern might ease. Could it happen before Thanksgiving?
Cardinals great Albert Pujols will be at the Stiefel Theater in downtown St. Louis this coming Saturday to be honored at the annual Musial Awards. But he won't be the only ball player there. A former World Series hero will be celebrated for his kindness. For tonight's Making a Difference report, we travel to Memphis to learn more about a very special friendship. On this day at AutoZone Park in Memphis, there's a player who seems out of his league. Outfielder Brett Phillips once had the game-winning hit in the World Series. But even as he now toils in the upside down, the AAA minors, you'll never get him to complain.
What's your name? Haley. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I just feel so blessed each and every day to be able to do what I've been able to do. You want to get dinner tonight after the game? Yeah. All right.
And besides, today he's got a very special guest.
You want to meet my friends?
9-year-old Chloe Grimes traveled all the way from St. Petersburg, Florida to see him.
See your pitch, out in front and drive it. You got this, right? Let's go, girl.
Chloe's quite a ball player in her own right. She may be little, but she swings big.
I just look at my bat, and then I look at all the marks on it that I made when I hit the ball far.
She can hit, she can pitch, and she would much rather run the bases than have doctors run any more tests.
She's got a really, really rare type of cancer. It's called pleuropulmonary blastoma. There's less than 20 cases reported worldwide a year.
She's been fighting that cancer on and off since she was 2, which is why her friends and family call her Princess Warrior. What gives you that strength?
I just believe in myself, and I think I can do it.
That spirit is why the Tampa Bay Rays earlier this season invited Chloe to throw out the first pitch to her favorite player.
Now, 2 strikes. Jansen. That is into center field. Tampa Bay wins it.
Brett Phillips' walk-off hit won Game 4 of the 2020 World Series against the Dodgers, and Chloe loved the way he celebrated.
He was like sideways, and his hair was like out like.
But when they met that day at the Rays game, Chloe quickly became Brett's favorite.
I thought I was talking to the wrong person. You know, like, again, this is someone who's battling cancer, and she's shown up with good energy. It changed my perspective. Oh, you got a bracelet.
Chloe even brought Brett a gift.
I'm gonna wear it tonight, all right? It's gonna bring me good luck, huh?
A bracelet with the slogan, "Rally for Chloe, our Princess Warrior."
I am joined right now by Chloe Grimes herself.
And then on the game broadcast, while Chloe and her mom were being interviewed, A Night to Remember had a moment that no one there will ever forget.
They were there the first time. They come on the floor. They bring us coffee.
Chloe, do you know what just happened? Brett Phillips hit a home
run.
I had the chance to meet Chloe for the first time, and she's battling cancer, and she brought me these gifts. She wrote my name on a softball, and Chloe, you're an inspiration. Like, holy cow. I think that's the hardest ball I've hit in my career.
But this wasn't just a moment in life. The two have become friends for life. When Chloe had her most recent cancer surgery, Brett was at her bedside.
I mean, I think there was a time period where he had 4 Thursdays off in about a 2-month span when he was with the Rays, and he spent every one of those Thursdays being with her. Every day off he had.
I've never seen anything like it. He's got a heart of gold, and he's honestly the most genuine person I think I've ever met.
Brett Phillips has since been traded and sent to the minors, but their bond is now unbreakable. They even designed a baseball glove together.
This is Princess Warrior.
Princess Warrior. Are you gonna have Princess Warrior on your glove?
I have the same exact glove. You wanna help pick them up?
Yeah.
They each found magic in a mindset. When everything isn't the best, make the best of everything.
Give me knuckles. Heck yeah, baseball is fun. This year has been the hardest year statistically for myself. I have been very bad at baseball, but every day I wake up, I look down at this, and regardless of what I'm going through in my circumstances, you have a girl who's 9 years old battling cancer for the second time in her life. She shows up every day with love and energy and how she treats people. Like, there's no reason that I can't continue playing baseball and going through my struggles without a smile on my face. So,
what's up, Chloe? Woo! Let's go!
A professional ball player goes to bat for a young girl with cancer and becomes part of a winning team. Chloe and Brett will both be in St. Louis, along with so many others, as the Musial Awards shine a light on sportsmanship and kindness through athletics. Tickets are available if you're interested at musialawards.com.
Great story, Mike. They kicked off the holidays today in Webster Groves. This is the 36th annual Old Webster Holiday Open House. Featured carolers, carriage and trolley rides, vendors selling holiday gifts and decor. Santa and Mrs. Claus were also on hand. It feels like the holidays outside, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you wonder why Santa's got a little extra girth, because he's got to deal with cold temperatures like this, right?
That we all could use that excuse.
Yeah, well, right now, it works. We're talking temperatures in the upper 20s in St. Louis. New update just came in from Lambert at 29. The good news that we have tomorrow is mostly dry during the day and into the evening. We don't get any unsettled weather, so I think our flights going in and out of Lambert are in pretty good shape for tomorrow. Our temperatures today, they were slightly warmer than yesterday. That's not saying much. We were still feeling more like January than the middle of November for sure. We've had some patches of clouds drifting through. Colder temperatures are just east and southeast of St. Louis, and you'll have some spots down into the teens, especially if you still have a little snow on the ground. Lambert has dropped to 29, a very light east-southeast wind. One thing to note, the dew point is 20, so we still have fairly dry air across the region. Temperatures tonight, upper teens to around 20, probably the coldest temperatures where there's a little bit of snow on the ground. Clouds coming and going, but it's dry tonight, it's dry tomorrow. We're tracking the system coming out of the Four Corners region. A lot of energy out here that is spinning and already kicking off some mountain snows, trying to pull out towards Denver. That's actually going to slide towards us. And here's the lowdown. For tomorrow, we start with some sunshine. During the course of the midday hours into tomorrow afternoon, clouds roll back in. Not quite as cold, low to mid 40s for highs, but dry during the day into the evening. As we head through later tomorrow evening, about this time, we'll start to see an uptick on the radar screen. We think most of this is actually going to be snow, even though the computers want to spit out rain, because the air will be dry and it will cool quickly. And we have temperatures near freezing as we have light snow falling 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, setting us up for a morning rush hour that could have slick conditions around St. Louis, largely due to the temperatures right around freezing, and also the fact that the bridges and overpasses will be a little bit colder. So that's why we're a little concerned. It's not going to be a huge amount of snow, but again, anything coming before the rush hour when those temperatures are around freezing, and there could be a couple of spots that get a couple of inches, especially north and west. You know, slick spots. We're just going to have to deal with it and navigate it. And the first time, of course, some of you already dealt with that yesterday. First time's always a charm, right? So it's colder Friday and Saturday. Friday, we're going to struggle, maybe not even getting to freezing. But then by next week, we're pushing that colder air out, allowing some milder air to return, which should take us into travel day on Wednesday as we get back close to 50 degrees. That's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Holy crud, it's that close. So we have our weather first alert day on Tuesday, and it's because of the potential of snow in the morning that could impact the morning rush hour. Other than that, it's a pretty dry forecast. It's just cold into the weekend.
All right, Scott, thanks. Well, tragedy at a Veterans Day air show. New details we're learning tonight about a mid-air collision.
Tonight, we're learning more about a deadly plane crash at a World War II air show in Texas. 6 people were killed when 2 historic military planes collided in midair yesterday afternoon. 5 were aboard a Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. The other victim was flying a Bell P-63 King Cobra. Investigators with the NTSB say they're just beginning the long, meticulous process of finding a cause for the tragedy.
It's too early to tell. Like I said, we're here to basically recover all the evidence of the scene. At this point, we will not speculate on what happened.
A preliminary report is expected within 4 to 6 weeks. The full investigation could take up to 18 months.
In just a few hours, President Biden will sit down for a rare face-to-face meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. The high-stakes sit-down is taking place during the G20 summit in Indonesia. The president will seek the Chinese leader's cooperation to curb threats of an invasion of Taiwan, help deter North Korea missile launches, and end Russia's war with Ukraine. Tonight, Missouri Governor Mike Parson is in Israel. It's all part of a 10-day trade mission where he'll also get to visit the United Arab Emirates and Greece. Today, he met with leaders from ICL, which is opening a new $400 million lithium battery plant in St. Louis.
It's a popular Thanksgiving side dish, and now it's a drink. But you'll need a secret recipe to find it.
The holidays have already arrived at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Wonder Lights open this weekend at the track in Madison, Illinois. Brewery Lights, Santa's Magical Kingdom in Eureka, Winter Wonderland in Tillis Park, and Garden Glow at the Missouri Botanical Garden will open later this week. For more information, just text the word lights to 314-425-5355.
Instead of putting green bean casserole on your Thanksgiving plate, you can now put it in your glass. Ora Bora, the sparkling water company, has turned Grandma's side dish into a new flavor. The company says it has a sweet, earthy, and buttery flavor, and it will only be available on Ora Bora's website.
And there you have it, a late edition of 5 on Your Side at 10.
Start your today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. And now here's Frank Cusimano with Sports Plus.